We're continuing our series analyzing training sessions from top European coaches with one of the most talked about managers of the past 2 years, Xabi Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen. So before we get into the on-pitch analysis, here's a brief introduction to Xabi Alonso's career and his coaching staff, which I find very inspiring. After an illustrious career filled with numerous titles, the Spaniard decided to do things properly. He earned his coaching badges while managing a youth team at Real Madrid, then spent 3 seasons as the coach of Real Sociedad's reserve team, achieving promotion at the end of his 3rd season. During his season with Real Madrid's youth team, he met Sebastián Parrilla, an Argentine coach who has been working at the Madrid academy for over 15 years. The two coaches hit it off straight away, and Parrilla would follow Xabi Alonso to Leverkusen, where both arrived in 2022. He decided to keep Alberto Encinas as his second assistant, already part of Leverkusen's previous coaching staff. Encinas has an interesting, complementary profile, having worked at La Masia as assistant coach of Barcelona's U19s, then as assistant for the reserve team. Leverkusen's technical director described him as important for integrating young players. We start with a standard warm-up, with a physical trainer who demonstrating the movements. Then we quickly move to the end of the warm-up, which is a passing circuit. This is where Xabi Alonso's expertise becomes apparent. While some might settle for a typical end of warm-up circuit, he instead reinforces the preferred patterns of his attacking play. We find 5 positions matching those in his 3-4-3, 2 central defenders, a central midfielder, a midfielder in the half space, and the wing-back. The passing circuit is standard, with support play between the central defender and central midfielder, who then plays the ball back to the second central defender. This player breaks a line by finding the midfielder in the half space, who returns the ball to the midfielder who already touched it and is now facing play. The latter then plays a through ball to the wing-back, who carries it forward and positions himself at the start of the second circuit, which is the same but mirrored. The second detail that further demonstrates the Spaniards' professionalism is that the coaches position themselves as opponents playing in a system with 2 strikers and a playmaker. They apply what is known as a measured opposition, meaning they press the players receiving the ball to make the passing drill as realistic as possible. So, we have an exercise very close to what you find in a match, even though it is only a warm-up. The Leverkusen players do one sequence in one direction and then in the other, for a total of 10 minutes of actual work, that is, 2 5-minute sequences. The session continues with a positional game played on a pitch area of around 40 by 50 meters. 2 teams of 8 face off. The team with the ball has 4 neutral players. To score, you must find both neutral players at the ends of the pitch during the same possession. For the smooth running of this game, there are 2 rules that the Spanish coach asks for: that the neutral players always remain in the same area, 2 at the ends and 2 in the center, and that the teams in possession also maintain positional organization, with 2 players in each wide channel, 1 player alongside the neutral players at the ends, and 2 players in the heart of the game, positioned with the 2 central neutral players. Aiming to transfer this from training to the match, Xabi Alonso asks one of the 2 wide players to drop back alongside the 2 at the ends to form a back 3 when building up play. For the rest, the focus is on combination play and progressing the ball forward, with players either playing one touch if they receive the ball with their back to goal or taking a touch forward if they are facing play and receive a pass at an angle. A strong emphasis on transitions is also present, as the structure imposed on the team in possession will force them to react instantly in both directions, whether upon regaining the ball or when losing possession. The final part involves a medium-sized pitch with little depth, where 2 teams of 9 players will face each other, with a neutral player who will only play with the team in possession and remain on the middle third. With the ball, the team sets up in a 3-1-5 formation, which becomes a 3-2-5 with the neutral player. When defending, they organize themselves in a 5-3-1 shape. The play is open, and the aim is to score in one of the 3 small goals positioned in front of the penalty area. A zone in front of the goal is marked out with flat cones, and players are forbidden from entering it to prevent defenders from staying in front of the goals. Xabi Alonso is positioned at the side of the pitch with a supply of balls. He is very energetic, quickly feeds balls in to maintain the intensity, and constantly encourages the team to move together and anticipate losing possession. They carry out a single 10-minute sequence, then, in the same area, do the same exercise but this time attack a large mobile goal positioned at the edge of the penalty area. With attention to detail, the assistants place 3 flat markers to outline 2 penalty areas. This sequence is intended to be more intense, with the goalkeeper's distribution helping to liven up the opposition. And to maintain the intensity, they continue without throw-ins or corners, always restarting with Xabi Alonso feeding in a new ball each time. In this final exercise, there are 2 mid-block defensive setups that push forward on a specific trigger, as shown here. The trigger occurs when the opponent finds a central midfielder and that player plays the ball back. At that moment, everyone pushes up and tries to win the ball back, right up to the opposition goalkeeper. You can sense this trigger is well drilled and that this game is used to refresh the German team's collective automatisms.